Okay, why are you casting Holy Fire, man? Like, I see this happening during the encounter. People are dying. Am I missing something? Because if I'm wrong, please tell me. What is the benefit you gain healing-wise by casting Holy Fire on the boss?
The only time I cast Holy Fire Smite is to build up my Archangel so I can use that so I can get increased.
Let me get this straightforward to you stupid idiot! Your healing blows dog shit!
Alright, you already know how this is going. Healers. I mean, come on. We bashed on tanks, but now it's time to bash on the healers and bring out all of their faults. Now this is a bit of a harder one to tackle because everybody loves to dog on the tank. It's just a tank, who cares, right? But the healer, that's a little more dangerous. Because if there's one person that you want to be buddy-buddy with, it's the healer. Healers play an important role when it comes to the overall multiplayer content in the game. But that does not mean that they don't have their bad apples too. Now to clarify, for everybody who didn't get it for some reason in the last video, I'm not talking about all healers, okay? I'm not talking about the good healers who do what they need to do and do it good. I'm talking about the bad ones, the ones with attitude, and I think you know exactly who I'm talking about.
I'm not.
No,
You're obviously mad. I'm just calm as fuck. I mean, I'm just
you
trying to...
You sound calm, dog. You sound fully composed,
I'm speaking
man.
louder
Let me tell
you're dumb.
First, we're going to be covering Disc Priest, Discipline Priest. These guys got attitude, I'll tell you. They know how to play their class and they do it very well. Some of them almost to the extent that they don't care who you are. They don't care what their role is. They just go and do the dungeon anyway. They're the leader, they make the decisions, and if they want you to skip a boss, you better skip it, because the healer ain't gonna run back. You're just gonna die, and that's it. Because of this, they're always pulling mobs, extra mobs. Like, you could pull one group, and there could be one or two more behind you, and if the healer thinks, oh, I can handle more, they'll go and pull it. And as a DPS, you're thinking, oh, healer pulled, I hope the tank can handle this, and as a tank, you're thinking, oh no, why did they pull more? Because generally, tanks know their limits. They know what they can handle. And a healer like that just keeps pulling more because they can handle it. But can you? No, they don't consider that. And they don't care because their healers are so great. The class is so overpowered that they'll just keep themselves alive. And if you just happen to be mostly a DPS, if you just happen to be the last in line to get your heal, well, I hope you can survive long enough to get that heal in. Which brings me to my other point, and I see this mostly in Battlegrounds. Discipline Priests are so overpowered. You can go to Battleground and shoot everything you've got at them, and they just won't die. It's just not gonna happen. Even sometimes when you think, oh, you just get one more crit in, one more, nope, just heal. Now this isn't a fault of the community or the player, this is a fault on Blizzard. Because I promise you, since Shadowlands, priests have been on top, way overpowered. I haven't read the latest patch notes, or any patch notes really, so I don't know if they've been nerfed, but if they have been, it certainly doesn't feel like it. It's like one of the Warcraft developers mains a disc priest, and so they want it to be the best, and they just kind of, we'll just decrease mana usage or something and call that a nerf. Thing is that when it comes to Discipline Priest, is that mana usage is really, really good. You may be asking, well, why are you bringing it up? I'm bringing it up because they're so overpowered and so good, that leaves everybody and their mom to want to roll Discipline Priest. And if you don't play Priest, and let's say you want to heal on a Druid or a Monk, then you get people telling you, oh, you noob, you want to heal but you're not Priest, just re-roll Priest. So you're bullied for not playing the meta class. That's where the player base or the community is at fault. I say no, let there be a little diversity. Now I'd say this mainly applies for other healing classes like Shamans and Druids. Mistweaver Monk is doing really well, they kind of always have been. But it switches every season or so. I remember like the second or third season of Dragonflight, Shamans were the best healers around. But for the longest time, all those other classes have been living in the shadow of Discipline Priests. Now, going on the polar opposite of the spectrum, Lazy Priest.
because I am a raid leader for the #1 guild in the United States, and I've played WoW pretty much since vanilla.
Wow, okay.
And I know what I'm. Hang on, no.
Right?
Let me
what
fucking
you're
throw it
saying
out
is
here,
I'm
dog.
taking heat from it, all right?
Dude,
and I'm
listen.
trying to.
You know that healer that you get in the dungeon and they just kind of casually heal? They use 1 or 2 spells and not everybody's always at full health and they kind of always just hang back to loot. Not really contributing much, but keeping people alive. Those guys are annoying because the majority of the time, if not 1 or 2, most of the group is always at 3/4 to half health. And then if you wipe due to them not healing everybody to full health, what's the first thing they do? They drop group. Oh, and if you don't believe me about Discipline Priest being way overpowered and unkillable, I was running a battleground and this guy literally had to just yell out his frustration. So it's not just me saying this. See, the sad thing about priests who want to control the group because they know that they can handle pretty much anything and never die is when you want to skip bosses and skip ads, not everybody's going to follow suit. Most DPS go on auto run, not paying attention half the time. They're gonna pull a mob or pull the boss. That or the tank. And they're probably gonna die if they're lagging behind from where you are as the healer. And while they're trying to save each other so that nobody dies and help them out, you keep going. And then it takes longer for those people, if they die, to run back and skip those mobs than it would if you would have just not skipped them, actually done the content. And most of them are too arrogant to actually see that. So that's why I'm bringing that up. It's not just kill the boss, okay? It's a 3 boss dungeon. Just kill it. I'll admit sometimes it works out skipping a boss or 2, but sometimes it doesn't. And those are always the most stress-inducing, annoying times when it doesn't. And you end up waiting longer to actually get everybody to catch up and go with the flow what you were doing. So don't be a lazy healer, and when people call you out, it's because you get no maidens, brother. So don't rage bait in the chat. Don't start throwing out those little priestly insults like some of you do. Again, I'm not saying all priests. I'm gonna say it one more time. I'm not talking about all priests in the game, okay? Not everybody. Just the bad actors. Okay? Okay. Bye. All right. Who's next?